So for everybody online, first thing I want you to do is to close down our studio if you haven't already. And I want you to open it back up by double clicking on the day 2 PM lab portion. And then once you're in there, you can type get working directory. So this working directory that we have here.
So excuse me, Alex. So we open day 2 quartal file.
Yeah, the QMD file right here.
QMD, got you. Yeah, thank you.
This should make your working directory where I want it to be. Okay, should make your working directory where I want it to be. So this is one part that's hard for me to coordinate around everybody because everyone has these files in different locations. So we kind of have to get some system so that we're all in the same place relatively. Okay, this is probably going to get your working directory where it needs to be. If not, I want you to look on this QMD file and I want you to scroll down. So just make sure it is. Okay, and I want to look at this first little chunk that we have right here. And I want you to copy this. Okay, it's going to load in tidyverse, and it's going to load this library called this.path. If you don't have this.path, you have to do install.packages this.path first. Okay, so that's for everybody online. So copy that and put it into your console. And then hit enter. So that one way or another should get your working directory to where we want it to be. Okay, where we want it to be. And what this path does, it makes it so that your working directory is where this file is right here, this file that we've opened up. So that's kind of a way that I can make it so that everyone has the right working directory. And then after that, I want you to X out this day 2 PM lab file. Don't X out RStudio, just the day 2 PM lab portion. And if this didn't work, that's okay. We'll get you in the right place one way or another. Okay, now we're going to go back to where we are. This is another way to set your working directory, this RStudio API, but it's okay. Use this bottom way, just that. All right, so now we're going to read in the Framingham data into R. And what I'm using is this function read_CSV. We're going to go into this function in a lot more detail tomorrow. We're just going to use it today, just real quickly, just to read in this Framingham data set. This data set is in the data folder that we have right here. So I'll click on that and you'll see this framingham.csv. Does anyone know what .csv stands for? You know what kind of files those are? They're usually open as Excel files on your computer, but they're comma separated values. And so all the values are separated by commas. They're not actually Excel files. They're a little bit different. And we're gonna read that. So I want you to copy that, just this last portion, Framingham read_CSV, and go over to R. I'm gonna paste it in there. And what you should get is something that looks like this. I'm gonna open this whole thing. All these commands I've done so far in my this is what we've done so far. And now we have our Framingham data set right there. Did that work for folks? Did it not work for anybody? Didn't work for you. I was gonna say, this is not gonna work for everybody. You have to have, you have to do library tidyverse first. So get library tidyverse in there. There you go, good job.
Does the order matters? I type Framingham first and then get WD later. Is okay?
Get tidyverse in there. Command. They're both supposed to work. I love this pack. I should install this pack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of comments. The last two, I run the Framingham first, and then I type get WD at the second. Does that matter or not?
Yes, you're gonna want to do get WD first so that you can see where you're at so that you'll know where to pull from in order to load the Framingham. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Oh, I did one more time. I just repeat one more time. That is okay, right? Because the only
You'll
mess up,
do, go ahead, sorry.
I run the first three. That should be fine. The only thing is I run the fifth one first before I run the fourth. But after that, I rerun the number 4 and number 5. That should be okay?
Yes, do
Good.
4 and then 5.
Yes, got it. I'm all set now.
Okay.
Yeah. The HTML file. Oh, that's why. Go back to files again. And go to the images. Open up this thing. That's the one that we got now. Now, scroll down. Sorry. Copy.
Sorry, how's everybody else doing?
And paste it.
So usually it's kind of with the files.
You also just touch that right when you open up the this is the first one we open up after the one that's in the single file. If you open up. You have to close it. Did you open now?
All right, anybody else having issues?
There's one in the Zoom chat that,
What's up?
very close to the,
So you open up the original first?
Okay, anybody online, if you're still having an issue, I'll have you share your screen after I finish the after I finish some of the problems. Certainly some of the people in here are gonna have issues. Chad, I definitely see your comment there. I think that usually means the GitHub stuff was not unzipped and in a right space. It just gives a weird error message, but we'll clean that up after after I give some of the directions there.
yes,
All right, so so now we have this Framingham data set. We can play around with it. We can one thing we can do is we can look at the dimensions of the Framingham data set with dim. Tells us there's 4,240 observations, 16 variables. We can use names of the Framingham data set. That gives us some of the names that we have: male, age, education, current smoker, cigarettes per day, blood pressure meds, prevalent stroke, prevalent hypertension, diabetes, total cholesterol, systolic and diastolic blood pressure, BMI, heart rate, glucose, and 10-year CHD. If we use the head function here, this shows the first 6 rows of data. This is going to be a Tibble, so I recommend try that out into R, just paste it in there. Okay, shows us the first 6 rows of data. We can look at that. We could also use the view function, view Framingham, which again is going to give us a more interactive version of the data set that we can kind of scroll through and look at the different variables. But this is the data set we're going to use in the lab that we have. Okay, the next thing that, one of the first things I do to a data set is use this str command. The str command gives you sort of the nitty-gritty details of your particular data set. So you can see it has all the variables listed right here, and it tells me what type of variables they all are. And here they are all numbers. Now, not all of these are actually numbers. Some of these are categories, right? We talked about this earlier. So things like education, it's in there as a numbered variable. That's actually a categorical variable. A lot of the other ones are 0, 1, like male, for example, which is going to be a 1 if the person's a male, a 0 otherwise. Current smoker, that's going to be a 1 if they're a current smoker, and 0 otherwise. So this kind of gives us some of the nitty-gritty details of it. The next thing you can do is do a summary of this data set. This is going to give you the 6-number summary of each variable. So for male, we can see the minimum value is, of course, 0, maximum value is a 1. The average is 0.42, so we have 43% males or so in this data set. Age, youngest is 32, oldest is 70, mean 49.58, median is 49, first quartile. Education, again, 1 to 4. Notice it says NAs here, 105. So that means 105 people in the data set, they don't have a value for education, which is very common. You know, we usually have some kind of missing data. And some of these, like 6 per day, BP medication, they say how many NAs that we have in this data set. So this is a good way to get a quick look at your data. We can just, you know, it just gives us a nice picture. We can go through this, look at the mins, look at the max, make sure those make sense. For example, total cholesterol of 696. I don't know if that's possible. It's pretty darn high, right? I think like 200 is high. So that might be one we want to check on. And it gives us how many NAs are there. So it's a good thing to look at right off the bat, just to give us some idea of what we have in this data set, gives us a quick picture of it. And then again, we can use the view Framingham to get a look. If we want, you know, how many NAs per variable, we do get that with summary. We can get it more directly using some of the code here. This tells us, okay, how many NAs per variable. This tells us what percentage of NAs we have per variable. And the highest, I think, is glucose here, with 9.2% of those are NAs. So a lot of these, as I said, they're in the data as numbers, but actually they're not really numbers. These are the list of variables that are in the data as numbers, but they're not really. Male, current smoker, BP meds, prevalent stroke, prevalent hypertension, diabetes, 10-year CHD. So did they have coronary heart disease within 10 years? Yes or no? And then education, the categories are some high school diploma, some college, or college degree. That's commonly how we'll code education into those categories. This next code we have right here, I want you to copy this. This is going to change all of those numeric variables into factors. Okay, so this code is going to make male, current smoker, BP meds, prevalent stroke, prevalent hypertension, and diabetes, 10-year CHD, and education. It's going to make them all into factors instead of numeric variables. Now this is something, notice I'm putting this in my script here because this is something I'm going to want to keep. I may want to run this again. I may want this code again. So I'm going to put it in my script. I'm not just going to put it in the console. So I'm going to put it in the script, and you can use the run command or you can use Control Enter to send it over to the console. And now my data set is going to look different from when I first had it. So once you do that, do View, Framingham, hit Enter, and you will see it looks a lot different. Okay, so you get the one. Okay, so once you view it this time, it should look like that, where you have male, you have the education actual values there. It doesn't just have the ones and the zeros. Yeah, so you need this code right here. So copy that. Okay, you have to run it. So go up here and click run. And boom, now you're all set. So now do view Framingham again. There you go. Boom. Good job.
Why did the same thing?
Okay, exit out. Yeah, load the data in. We already have that part. We'll do that before, right? Go over here and show you. What? Click send to source. Yeah, cut this. No. Even typing in the this proper is fine. That's good. And then I know the things like that, yeah. I got it. I was so one in the whole thing. Everyone else coming okay? Alright, everyone else? Okay. It's looking good. It's good. Okay. oh, okay. Did you check the chat? Everybody, since there's any questions on there? Check.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. The first part I copied from the PM file without clicking that button because that like a gray bar did not work. I copied manually. Also from Framingham to education that I run, but it returned to the same codes. No results.
Could you share your screen with us?
I can share if you want me to share. I can
Yeah,
share.
you can share. That will be
I'm
easier.
sharing now. Let me see here. Screen one.
Afterwards.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Directories.
Okay.
So we need to get.
So this is the one I copy to source page, and also I use console. Just they did not work somehow.
So can you click the environment on your right panel?
Yes.
So the Framingham is there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Some of it is working, but not this one.
what? I didn't see any error, or I think it works well.
So you can see if I click this one, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on. Let me select this from here, right?
Yeah.
And then I can control enter, right?
Yes.
And then nothing showed up. Still the same thing here.
Yeah, because you didn't print it out. If you want to review it, you can add another pipeline.
Hold on, let me see here. This is after the source pane. It's view, right? View Framingham.
Yes, V is capitalized.
V capitalized. Okay, V. Oh, geez.
You
Hopefully I did not mess up anything.
yeah, it missed something.
Oh, this is maybe the parentheses or two.
Two parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should be okay, right?
Yeah, run it again first.
Oh, right again first. Let me see here. It's still okay. Oh, good.
No, you need another parentheses.
Another one? Type one here. I have two here already. Okay.
Only select this parentheses and run it. Only select yes and run it.
All right. It's good, right? Error.
No, it got errors.
Is this one the beginning?
Extract this everything first. Because it doesn't like these temporary files, so just double click.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, good.
Let me try this. Try view first, not this time.
Yeah. Is the V capitalized?
V is capitalized, yes. Oh, now it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now it's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you. Now we just wait for further instructions, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I'll wait. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, let me stop sharing somehow. Yeah. Stop sharing.
Excuse me. I need some help here.
Okay.
So now this is actually.
So I'm trying to load the file, the Framingham files, and then I think my path probably is not right. I'm going to share my screen.
Yes. You,
So now you go in there. You go to.
yeah, I can see.
That's also why this is showing up.
Okay. So yeah, so I don't know. It's like my path probably is not right. I mean, can you see the arrow? Like
Did you unzip it correctly and unzip all those files correctly?
I mean, actually, let me share maybe another screen. I mean, I do have that file, and then that file is in the data folder.
Okay.
But it's actually doesn't have the .csv. So,
Mhm.
yeah. But I actually copy one and then add CSV. I'm not sure whether that helped or not, but I can show you the whole
So can
screen.
you run, hold on, can you run this like you highlight row 5, this
Row
dir.
5. Oh, I cannot run it. It's giving me the error message. So if I run, you mean this one 5 right here, right? So I like run it.
Okay.
And then
So how about you try library and common lines 9
Wait,
to
hold on,
11?
we can, let me,
9 to 11,
Yeah.
So, okay, so you mean like get rid of the thing in beforehand?
Yes.
Okay. So 9, 10, 11, same thing.
Maybe
Okay.
replace.
So like run all 3 or one by one?
all 3.
Okay.
You have to do install.packages this path first.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish up with the directions for this part because we're kind of running out of time.
Okay.
So stop your share. I'll come back and I'll help you out in a second.
Yep.
All right, so now we have our new Framingham data set, which has factors in it, has some nicer, you can do a summary on it. You'll see that it looks a little different. Okay, so here's an example of something that we did in the first part of class. We're going to take our Framingham data set. We are going to filter it so that we only have people that are not on blood pressure medication. So we do BP meds equals no. So that means only we're going to get people that are not on blood pressure medication. And then we're going to group this by those who have prevalent hypertension, yes, no, and those who are male. So that's going to create 4 groups. Those who have prevalent hypertension, male, female. Those who do not have prevalent hypertension, male, female. So this is going to give us 4 groups in our data set. We're going to get how many are in the group. We're going to get the mean systolic blood pressure, the standard deviation of systolic blood pressure, and we're going to get what percentage of them had 10-year coronary heart disease, up to 10 years later. Then we're going to sort this so that the group with the most coronary heart disease is going to be top on the list, and it's going to go down from there. So this is going to create a summary by sex and prevalent hypertension, where we have the mean systolic blood pressure, we have the percentage with coronary heart disease. So the group that had the most coronary heart disease were those that had prevalent hypertension and those who were males. That group did not have the highest systolic blood pressure. That was those who were female and currently had hypertension. They had a systolic blood pressure that was a little higher. Those who did not have prevalent hypertension, we can see systolic blood pressures are much lower, first off, and how much coronary heart disease we had was lower. So this creates a nice summary of our data where we're using filter to only get those who are not on blood pressure medication. We're grouping, and then we're creating a summary, and then we're sorting that summary by one of these variables that we're interested in. Okay, so now the rest of this is going to be going to be for you guys. So I want you to follow me in this first part very carefully. Go back to your RStudio window, same one where you have the Framingham data set. We're going to click this down arrow right here. We're going to get a new Quarto document. Takes a little while. Title, I'm going to call this Day 2 Lab. Author, that's your name in there. This actually doesn't really matter because we're going to change this. Make sure it has document over here. And then click Create. It'll initially show you this window right here. And I want you to click the source button on the top left here. Click that source. We want to go over to this side of things. Is anybody not to that stage? Good. Okay. Now I want you to go back to those notes. And I want you to copy all this stuff in here. We can just hit the copy button. So this first chunk of code, I want you to copy that. Let's go back to our Quarto document. Okay, so go to the HTML file, copy this portion, go back to R, select everything in this Quarto document. Basically make the Quarto document empty for a second, and then paste the code that we just put in. Okay. Then we're going to save this. You're going to save this document. So let's go to Save As. And you want to save it in the same folder that we were just playing around in. So you want to save it in this Day 2-R-Fundamentals folder. I'll call this Day _2_5. Very important that it is in this folder, this Day 2-R-Fundamentals folder, because that is how R is going to know where the data set is, okay? Because it knows it from this location, relative to this location. And then you can click Render. Should look something like this. If it does not find the Framingham data, that means that file is saved in the wrong location. You got to find where the GitHub folder is that you extracted all from. Awesome. Okay. You guys all right?
I'm just walking.
Okay. How's yours? Good. Guys are all right? Good. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Awesome. Okay, that is the first most critical step to this. So it's important to have that. Okay, so exercise 1 says using filter and summarize, compute the mean, standard deviation, and median of total cholesterol separately for diabetic and non-diabetic participants. Do diabetic participants tend to have higher cholesterol? Okay, so let's go back to our studio here. Then we have our lab that we're starting from. So I can say question 1. And what I want to do is I want to compute the mean, standard deviation, and median of the total cholesterol variable separately for diabetic and non-diabetic participants. So I'm going to do this for everyone, and I'll leave it up to you to do the separately for diabetic and non-diabetic participants. So we'll get a new little portion of R here. So what I want to do is I want to use filter and some. Actually, I don't need filter. Okay. So I'm going to say framing again. And then I'm going to use summarize. So mean HOL is equal to mean of, let's get that variable name, total cholesterol. And I'm going to want to put NA.RM equals true because there are some NAs in this variable. Standard deviation of cholesterol equals standard deviation, total cholesterol, NA.RM equals true. That's it. Okay, so there's 2 ways I can get this to run. I can hit this arrow right here. That's going to show me what happens over on this side. Okay, it's going to give me the answer. Or I can click render again. And now my HTML file is going to be updated with this new. Now question 1, summarize, gives me the mean cholesterol and standard deviation of cholesterol. So I did part of that first exercise. What you have to add is to do this separately for diabetic and non-diabetic participants. So for this, we are going to have to, you're going to have to go back and use the group by to get it separately for diabetic and non-diabetic participants. Exercise 2, this one you are going to create some new variables. Pulse pressure is 1, which is going to be diastolic minus systolic. The next one is going to be BMI category, which we are going to use case when for. This is going to be a challenging question. You can't do it, skip it, move on to the next one. In example 3, we're going to use $ in brackets to extract participants who are female non-smokers over the age of 55. How many are there? What's their mean glucose level? Now then we're gonna repeat this using the filter command, and we're gonna make sure we get the same answer that we did for the first time. I will be walking around, work your way through those. If you have any issues, let me know. If a lot of people have issues on a question, I will demonstrate it here on the front.